Hi there, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media.
And I'm Jenni Walke from Elephant in the Room Consulting, and you're tuning into Bite Size Business Live Podcast, the show that helps business owners get clarity and insight to grow their dream business.
Whether you're launching, ready to scale, or figuring out what's next, we discuss the nitty-gritty, the hard bits, the opportunities, and the behind the scenes, and share how we've grown our own companies and helped others do the same.
We're glad you're here. To Bite Size Business Live Podcast. I'm Jenni Walke from Elephant in the Room Consulting, and we have Kylie Mowbray-Allen also joining us from Hello Media. How are you?
I'm so good. It has been a whirlwind of a first 6 months of the year, hasn't it? Just crazy.
It's been ridiculous. I don't know what happened this year. We blinked and it was February, and then I blinked again and it was, we're in June. So it's been such a busy year. I know you've been traveling all around the world. I've been traveling all around the world, and we are living our best lives as I've started to think I'm a digital nomad, despite the fact that I love my office and I'm building a new one. I'm spending more time on my laptop in airport lounges than I am at home.
When I jumped on this call with you, Jenni, before we went live, and I said, it's been so nice seeing your shoes. Because one thing I love that you do is have your cool shoes in all these different places as you head off around the world. It's wonderful.
Well, I figure it's that consistency, right? So for us, everyone knows who plays with us in the business. I really don't like having my face all over Facebook and socials. It's not my kind of preference. I know we need to show up because people, trust us and buy from us, not just our brand. But my shoes are so important to me, and I figure it's a perfect way to represent the traveling we're doing, the miles that we're doing, and also have a little bit of quirkiness in the way that we show up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So today we're talking about the end of financial year, which is, oh my goodness, so damn close. And we're going to cover two aspects. So I'm going to talk a little bit about doing an audit before the end of the financial year. Then I'm going to hand it over to Jenni, because end of financial year is incredibly important, not just for accountants and those of us doing the books in our businesses, but for everyone in business.
It so is. And I think we get so caught up with the end of financial year sales and financials and accounting and making sure our reports are done, and whether it's a BAS or a tax return or whatever you're doing, that we do forget that that's only one very small aspect of running a business. We've got our financials and legals, we've got our structures, so the way that we operate, and we have, our sales and marketing, and all of those three things need to be focused and need to be considered at this time of year, not just whether we achieved our budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've talked a lot with you over the last couple of years, and I love what you introduced me 5 years ago to doing an audit on my systems. And it's one of the best things that we do, and we do a couple of times a year now. But tell me about why it's so important now to do that audit on your systems.
Because, as you know, you and I are both very keen and big subscribers to the CEO day. So the day each week, or the half day a week, where you work on your business, not just in your business. So that's the time that you should be looking at, what are you offering? Are you still aligned with your offerings? Are you attracting your ideal clients and all of that? But we know that business gets away with us. So if we can really devote June and some serious blocks of time through June to prepare for the best new financial year going forward. So doing an audit of so many different areas is absolutely vital. So the first one I want to talk about is in terms of part of your audit. So number one would be your offer stack. And that's just not where you're making money and what you're inviting people into or what you're selling, etc. But it's also, what are your lead magnets? Now, that's been a really big one for me. I started on 1st of June at doing my audit. Week one was my offer stack. And going, okay, we've got about 20 something lead magnets. What can we do slightly a little differently? So a few months ago, we added a quiz into that. We've had some other bits and pieces going on. But some of those lead magnets from 4 years ago, there was time for them to resurface. Give those a little bit of a glow up and bring them back, because we don't always need to reinvent everything. We've got to look at what worked well in the past and how it could come back.
I think
research?
it's so important. Like we forget that your marketing and the way you promote your business and attract clients has to be constantly evolving, right? And so I love that idea of looking at an offer stack and saying, well, what am I offering? What does that look like? Is it working for me? Is it still resonating with my customers? But I love that tip about going back and having a look at what used to work, because sometimes we follow trends and we kind of go, oh, the new trend is XYZ. And so we leave something that may have been working really well and kind of put it behind it to follow a trend, but then actually bringing that back in now reconnects with some clients that perhaps you've forgotten about with that shift.
Totally. And I've got two pearlers, and one of them is the know, like, and trust factor. Oh my goodness, that was such a little saying through COVID, wasn't it? Everyone talked about the pivot and the know, like, and trust factor, but still, it's the one that has got me the most responses and the most emails and the most interest for more than 5 years now. And the second one is the top email subjects to make sure that people, or for newsletters, to make sure that people open your emails.
Yeah.
So I've retired that one for quite some time, and I brought it back a few months ago, and all of a sudden we're on again. So whether you want to use your lead magnets just organically or as a pop-up on your website, or whether you want to use them as an ad with a lead form, whatever you're doing with them, make sure that you're actually working them hard, because
Yeah.
they can be great for you. And if you're not sure where to start, jump on Reddit and have a little look what people are constantly asking the questions of in your industry, because it's a great way to come up with some ideas for, because your lead magnet needs to answer questions.
Yeah, I love that. So we've talked, so the other one that you also introduced me to is doing the tech audit and reviewing the systems that we're using, which so much aligns with the way that when we do our coaching and empire builders, we always talk around what are the systems, are they supporting you? But tell us a little bit about how you run your systems audit.
So what I did end of May, so that we could start looking at it second week of June, was I export out under the subscriptions category out of Zero. And then I create a new spreadsheet, which is keep, maybe, and cancel. And then you're going to enjoy this one. And I don't want anyone to think that this would be the end all and be all, because you've got to be careful when it's your finances and you're using ChatGPT for that. But what I did was I pulled out my subscriptions and I got that new spreadsheet, and then I said, hey, Chatty G, let's get to work on these subscriptions, and what can we keep? What can we maybe? What can we cancel? In your honest opinion of what you know about me and my business. And it gave me about 5 that I hadn't even thought of letting go of. And it said, you know, that these ones here have evolved, so you could actually incorporate that into that, et cetera, et cetera. So that was pretty good. Then I got it to move everything into the keep and cancel, etc. spreadsheet for me, and voila.
That is awesome. What a great way to use your time wisely, and also use this, use a system like ChatGPT, which does do that arm's length review, right? So it hasn't got that attachment to, oh, but I really love using this particular system, and it looks at what's practical for your business and what you're overlapping. I love that. What a great way of doing that is asking ChatGPT to help you streamline some of the systems that you're using. So clever.
Totally. And then I think the third one that we've really got to look at is what's actually selling. So this kind of comes back into your tech stack, not your tech stack, your overall stack, but that is, where are you bringing the money in? Is it coming from the right sources, and how can you get more of it?
Yeah.
So it's your offerings, it's your products, it's also your lost leaders, it's anything to do with basically what do you offer and what are people buying?
Yeah.
And are they aligned with where you want to go right now? And that's a great lead on to what is really your area to chat about today, because it's very much about what we're doing in business.
Oh, 100%. And I think though, knowing what you're doing and how you're running your business leads on to very much like at this time of year, and we do this all throughout the year, but when we're looking at the end of financial year going into how well did we succeed, so we look at our financials and say, did we hit our budget? And that's a great measure of success. But when we're trying to create a purposeful businesses, which is what Elephant in the Room is about, and the businesses we run, which is around creating impact, what we actually want to ask is, did we run the business the way we wanted to run it, right? So am I showing up the way that I want to show up? Are my clients the type of clients that I want to play with? Do I enjoy the work that I'm doing, and is it bringing value to me, not just financially, but to the impact that we're trying to create? So at the moment, our review is very much around, is what we're doing authentic? So am I showing up and leading in a really authentic way that's going to resonate, that allows me to have all those beautiful office stacks that align with the way that I want to work? Or have I been pulled off track? And it's so easy when you're trying to look at financial success as your key measure, which a lot of businesses do, is you end up kind of being pulled down rabbit holes that no longer align with your mission or purpose. And while that can be really good short term to create a financial boost, in the long term, it actually leads to misalignment, both with you and your clients. So this is a really great opportunity when you look at your financials, have a look at your client list, do that similar audit and say, did these clients, are these the type of clients that I want to play with? Is this the work that I want to do? And by doing that, what it means is that when you start to, whether it's your socials, whether it's the way that you, rewrite your offers and look at your offer stack, is you're actually making sure you're attracting people to the right types of work. And so for me, one of the key aspects is around, and we talk a lot about in Empire Builders, are you an employee, are you a manager, or are you CEO? So it's a really great time to stop and ask yourself, did I run my business like a CEO? Did I run it like a manager? Or did I run it like I was an employee? Like asking yourself that question and really considering, as a CEO, am I focused on strategy and vision and growth and the big picture? If I'm running it as a manager, am I so stuck in the day-to-day operations that I'm not looking up and doing those amazing reviews of our offers and checking in with my clients at a strategic level to make sure we're aligning to our purpose? Or am I running it as an employee where I'm just doing all the tasks that I don't actually need to do, but they just seem to be on my to-do list all the time? So when we start to level up our thinking in that way to say what tasks or activities that I'm doing are serving you that you need to do, and what tasks are no longer serving you, and finding ways, and we use the Eisenhower matrix, of course. So what do you delegate? What do you stop? What do you automate to allow you to free up your time? Now, for us this year, it's been an absolute game changer. I have an amazing operations manager who's remote. She works in Port Douglas, and she is my email gatekeeper now. And I don't do that because I don't want to interact with clients. But by Helena managing my inbox and managing my invoices and doing a lot of those administration tasks, and she checks in with me every day. Hey, what are we doing? What do you want to reply to this? How do you want to respond to this? What can we do? It means that we're getting better responses to our customers, but also it's freed up my time by about 30%.
Wow.
And that 30% has translated for us to about a 40% growth in my business. And so in our business, really. And so we're now at a position by recognizing that we no longer want to just be an employee in our business. There are things we can delegate. We want to we are a manager when we need to be, but we need to be playing as a CEO, thinking strategic focus, thinking long-term vision, looking at how we can expand the business for sustainability. That's where I need to play. That's where you need to play, because that's where our value in the business is. So I think while we're doing the tech audit, while we do the reviews, we also need to check in and say, is the business operating the way that I want to operate? Am I doing the things that I should be doing, that I want to be doing? And am I playing with the clients and the customers who fill my cup and don't, pull me away from where I want to be?
Yeah, brilliantly said. I love that. And congratulations to you and your team. It's wonderful growth.
It's been a crazy, and we kind of looked at how does that happen? And it happens because we did this audit about 6 months ago. We stopped and checked in and said, what can I let go? And I know you do it quite regularly with your team in a more kind of fluid and organic way. It's how do we now elevate that and say, be really intentional in the way that you operate your business. And now is the best time. End of financial year is the best time to do it. So you set yourself up for success for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, Jenni. So everybody, absolutely vital that you get stuck into that audit. So we've got 2 weeks left, pretty much.
Yep.
And well, exactly, haven't we? It's the 16th today. So yeah, it's time. I would suggest 2 sessions each week over the next fortnight. really big ones. Do your tech stack, do your financial audit, do your subscriptions, and do the where are we now? Where were we and where do we want to head?
Exactly. And I think if you do that, we have a chat in 3 months or 6 months, you'll start to see that shift in your business. You'll start to see a better resonation with your clients, more clients coming in and attracting. That know, like, and trust factor will be blown up because you're doing the things in the way that you want to do. You'll show up authentically and it will help your business grow. So I absolutely love that. And I can't wait for us to talk about that in a couple of months to see what the impact's been.
Yeah, I look forward to chatting with you then, Jenny, and good luck to everyone with your end of financial year here in Australia. And yeah, I hope it gives you good information to move forward with.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody, thank you for joining us today for Bite Size Business Life podcast. It's been a while since we've connected with you. So I'm so excited to be here today with Kylie. You can catch up with Kylie on her socials at hellomedia.team. The website is full of amazing resources. And if you haven't been there and downloaded them, do that. You should be your task before you schedule your audit. I 100% direct you to hellomedia.team to pull some great resources to help you do that review. I'm Jenny from Elephant in the Room Consulting. You can find us at our website or on our socials, Elephant in the Room AU. But we look forward to seeing you next time. We chat and have a chat about, we'll be in the new financial year. And so maybe the conversation will be a little bit about what are we doing this year and focusing forward.
Awesome. All right. I look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks
Have a
so
great
much.
day.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Bye-bye.